Hey, hey. Hi, guys. All right, so Ophiuchus, let's go ahead and jump on in. Ophiuchus, we'll keep this one real freestyle and just say, what is the big message for Ophiuchus? We have got 9 of Cups, so the universe says, go forth and be happy. Let the wind blow through one's hair. This is a nice way to start out. It does feel like someone's on a bit of a journey toward happiness, though. Mm. Ooh, justice. Okay, so I just did a singles read, and this is kind of reminding me of this one right now, just in the sense that 9 of Cups came out pretty heavily in there too. But this says, for me, justice is when something has not been fair and needs to be made right. The fact that the universe says it's time for a character to have happiness because there has been a lot of unfairness, and some of this unfairness could have been dealt to Ophiuchus, at someone else's hands. Like, it doesn't have to be a Libra, but when someone is treated unfairly, it's really easy to just stew on that. And the universe says that's when it's most important that we actually pursue happiness for ourselves, because it wasn't fair. We weren't treated nicely by someone else. So let's not add, like lemon juice to a paper cut and cause ourselves more pain by saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to stew on how unfair something was, how badly I was treated. The universe says, screw that. I don't want to say mad, because it's not that. It's like, demand that I deserve to be happy. Screw that person that didn't treat me well, that made me sad. I'm not going to be sad just because of their actions. I'm going to be freaking happy. It's kind of like, strive to be happy, because it's more important when things are not fair and balanced. That's where we've got to maybe be our own advocate and say, no, I deserve better than this. I deserve to be happy. I'm going to focus on that happiness. 6 of Swords, yeah. Once again, follow the rainbow forward. Follow it. So Ophiuchus must have gotten done dirty, and this, as hard as it is, remember that the universe is the one who will set things right, not the individual. The individual is responsible for their actions, not for the actions of someone else. So when a character is done wrong, the best thing they could do for themselves is to say, I refuse to let this be what my life is going to be made up of. Hey, Carlos, thank you for the rose. Instead, it's really nice for Ophiuchus to say, I reject that mistreatment. I reject the person who was unfair with me. I reject that. They are unfair. That is their burden to bear, not mine. I move forward, and I move forward toward happiness, and I move away from their chaos and away from their, lack of justice, and I move toward something that will be right, and I'll make it right because I'm the one who cares about my outcome. Page of Wands. Yeah, there's somebody up ahead too. If this was anything to do with a romantic partner that treated Ophiuchus in a crummy way, this says the best thing to do is to drop that person like a hot potato. Let that go. Don't give them any more airtime or talk time. Don't even respond to them. This is like, walk away in silence. Walk away in silence. Let their actions, their deeds hang in the air. Don't even say anything to them. Just move on. Let them sit there and stew in what they did and move forward to meet this person. Because you notice this person is right here as like they're the pot of gold at the other side of the rainbow. There's so many wonderful people on this planet to meet. Why focus on someone who was unfair, who couldn't be, balanced and give equality? Why not instead focus on the people that can? I really like the way this one is going. I like the determination in this. 6 of Pentacles, once again. You notice the rainbow is on all of these. Well, I guess there is kind of some here also on the cape, but it's behind the justice. It's the rainbow is like, we got to get that injustice out of the way to get to the rainbow behind it. Now we're standing right under it when we can start to give to something that gives back. I really like the way this storyline is laid out. The fact that it's not about the person who did Ophiuchus wrong. It's about how to not let that person matter so much. We got the 10 of swords. It is sideways. Yes, it sucked. Yes, it hurt. It's not saying, oh, if you could just get over it. No. The hurt's there. The hurt's real. But that situation is not the place for Ophiuchus to live in. Are they still processing a painful ending because of someone's bad behavior? Sure, absolutely. But know that the word process means we're going through it. We're not sitting in stasis in a place of pain and hurt. And we're not, it's really nice. It didn't come out in the reverse. So it's not like Ophiuchus is like, well, I'm still so hurt and bitter over it. I'd be faking it if I said I could move on from it. No, this is Ophiuchus saying, of course I will get on with it, because in life, lots of unfortunate things occur, but we keep breathing and we keep moving forward. And I know it's a process and it's a sucky process, but I also do know that I will come out the other side of this and it won't bother me the way it does, maybe even still currently, but I'm aware that I'm moving through it. And it's because Ophiuchus is taking a hold of their own future in this story. Or this is what Ophiuchus is being urged to do. The universe is saying, trust me, we saw it. We noticed it. The universe is like the gigantic sheriff rolling around in the sky, seeing all the dirties that everybody does. And they're like, you may think you got away with that, but you didn't. And so the best thing to do, I mean, what would the sheriff of the town tell somebody to do who, had someone, do something nasty to them? The sheriff would say, let us handle it. You don't do the vigilante justice thing. You let us handle it. Yeah, we know all about this person. You just go on about your day and, don't worry, we got their number. It just kind of feels like it's a blessing that our character can leave that in the hands of the universe. That's what they're being encouraged to do. I like the fact that Ophiuchus is wise enough to know that they are moving through it. Oh, this is so nice. And the reward for moving on from something painful, something unfair, the reward for not, wanting retribution or stewing or making one's entire like daily thoughts and nightly mantra is, that person did me so wrong, I'll never forgive them. The reward for choosing not to do that is that we move through this process and we get to the other side of the rainbow, which is the 10 of Cups. You notice how we still see a character walking toward that 10 of Cups. They're not there yet. It's true. Whatever happened was probably pretty heinous. Probably a pretty big wrong that was done to Ophiuchus. And you notice none of this story lingers on it. It's all about Ophiuchus moving through it. It's all about them getting to the other side. And it's all showing their strength and their courage and their sense of self to keep moving through it and acknowledge that I will get past this and it will be better. And I know that even if it still hurts, because I want that 10 of Cups. I want the rainbow. I want to go over the rainbow. I want to get to the pot of gold at the end of it. So I know 2 of Cups. Whoever Ophiuchus dealt with was maybe a very false person, because this is a very true person. This is the real match. And if Ophiuchus were to step back and say, okay, if somebody said, let's not use love and people as an example. Let's use, I just actually said this in a different reading, I think last night. If we ever buy something that looks perfect, it looks like a really high-end product, and it turns out to be a knockoff, and it's like held together with really, bad glue instead of proper stitching, say it's an expensive bag or a pair of shoes. And we buy something that we think is the real deal and we pay big money for it, but then it falls apart. I mean, that is super frustrating to realize that we got a knockoff, But better to think of how high quality the real item will be once we get the real item. Think of how amazing it will be to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how fabulous it is to buy the real deal from the actual vendor, the reputable seller, instead of buying these knockoff versions that fall apart. And it was still big money, but it was a knockoff version. Like, I'm so grateful to see the difference between, this is the real McCoy. This is the real deal. I think that is the focus. Instead of focusing on, I'm so mad, I got ripped off, this was a knockoff, this was, whatever you call that, an imposter. Our Ophiuchus is not lingering with that imposter. They are moving forward. they're going to, I think that it's going to be so happy that it's really going to help them forget about, what was lost, what was wasted. And this could even be somebody like was so unfair that they stole, things from Ophiuchus. I mean, the justice card is there for a reason, but instead of getting hung up on that, it's all about just cut your losses mentally, emotionally, physically, tangibly, and move on and let the universe sort out that person's bad behavior, because you got something so much better to look forward to up ahead. You got a real soulmate. We have a twin flame and a soulmate energy. We've got a 10 of cups. I mean, this storyline couldn't really get better, but it's all as long as the Ophiuchus is able to move forward. Is there something that will really help this Ophiuchus to move forward more swiftly and to let go of the wrong that was done to them? What will help them the most? 10 of Swords. It is, if Ophiuchus has been punishing their own mind by remembering every wound someone dealt them, and worse, if they have been punishing themselves saying, I feel so stupid and now everybody knows the mistake I made and I feel so foolish. This says they have got to stop doing that, because they're inflicting the pain on themselves now. They're, remembering and recounting the blow by blow of everything that someone who turned out to be a false person might have done. That is like, why would we relive the painful moments, the things that were so upsetting? We don't have to relive those, and we certainly don't have to feel foolish. Everyone bumps into a situation at some point in their life where they're going to get lied to, they're going to be told a whopper, and the bottom line is the only reason somebody came and tried to finagle something out of Ophiuchus is because Ophiuchus was the one who was the diamond. Ophiuchus was the wealth. I always say thieves steal diamonds because diamonds are valuable. And we never think, oh, those pathetic diamonds that were so dumb they got stolen by those thieves. So why would we think of ourselves as foolish if we get someone who, steals our energy or, bamboozles us? They did that because we were the valuable one, not because we were not valuable. And they played their greatest, heist ever in trying to get Ophiuchus's time or energy or love or whatever this thing was, or their money. Yeah, because Ophiuchus was the diamond. They were the valuable one, and this was a robber who wanted to get the diamond. That means Ophiuchus got nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, if anything, it should reinforce their self-worth. Like, wait a second, I was so freaking fabulous that you did all that to bamboozle me to get what you wanted out of me, because I have that much worth, because what I got is gold. Okay, thank you for the compliment. Yes, you're still a robber, but thanks. I'm glad I was good enough to try to rob. We can twist that, and now our character has the power back. And I think that's what this story is for me anyway. That's how I view it. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you. Oh, good to see you, Ms. Hermit, always. Hi, David. Good morning. Good morning to you in the UK. Very nice. I am half British myself, so hello to the other half of my genetics. You guys, thanks again. I'll see you all in the next one. Ophiuchus crowd, it is always a delight to get a chance to read stories for my Ophiuchus group. I always feel like they're really fun and really different stories. So take care, you guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I will see you again soon. By the way, I'm forgetting to mention this enough, but on my other channel, Tarot Dog Regretless Life with Aries, that's where anybody who wants to throw out a topic in that, I choose a submission from a subscriber there every single day and do a read. So I'll be putting that one out again a little bit later on. Actually, I'll record that pretty quickly here, but I do that every day. So every day we basically have somebody whose idea gets selected, and then we do a storytelling for the collective on that topic. So if that's appealing at all to you guys, I'll see you over there on the other channel. There's a free link right there in the description box. Okay, bye, guys.